Hello there everyone, welcome to a new video. So first of all I want to say is happy Father's Day to all of the dads and the granddads and soon to be dads. Just wanted to make that a quick announcement, and that's what this video is going to be about. Actually, it's going to be about centered around Father's Day. In particularly, it's also kind of for my dad as well, because he's been there a lot for me, and even though I'm not going to show him this video because I don't think he'll understand, it's something I wanted to do and spend some time of my day to make a video dedicated to him, as well as to all the dads, by the way. So but yeah, so what I'm going to do today is I have like a bunch of tools here that you typically see in a garage. Typically dads would use to fix something or repair something, and I felt like just tapping them for you and just talking a little bit about the tools and if these would be like good gifts or not for them. So yeah, kind of all over the place today. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so this first tool that I have right here is I think it's a wrench, not a wrench, but pliers, I guess. So in case if your dad needs to unscrew something that's kind of hard, this would be a pretty good tool that he could use. Like a I don't know, a screw or a nut that's like hard to break or loosen, something like that. There's also various different, you can also adjust the size of it too. So if there's something large that he has to unscrew, you can adjust this little handle right here. Same thing for for unscrewing something a bit smaller like that. And if you're wondering where I got this from, all these tools are in my room actually. So yeah, I should probably give these back to him or something sometime today, or just put them in his garage. Yeah, this thing is a bit rusted too, by the way. It's pretty old. I think he's had this for so many years now. So, I mean, it's newer tools, so it's not like he's gonna, miss this, these pliers or anything, so. But yeah, that's the first item right there. Definitely a good gift to give you for your dad for Father's Day. So we'll put this right here. Okay, so the next thing that I have right here is the box cutter. This is from Lowe's, by the way. Yeah, I took this from the company before I left, so they're not going to miss it. Hopefully, they didn't take it from my paycheck, so oh well. But yeah, if your dad does a lot of unboxing, this would definitely be a pretty good, tool that you can give him. There's a handle right here, not a handle, but a holster, so that way, he won't lose it or anything. And there's also this, I don't remember what this is called. It's some sort of like connection piece. So that way, you know, if he drops it, he's not going to lose it or anything. And so, and obviously you have the, you know, the box cutter itself right here. And there's like better variants than, you know, this cheap one that I got when I was working there. So, but yeah. Definitely a good gift, I recommend. You know, so he doesn't have to like use, you know, a kitchen knife where he may end up, you know, just cutting himself or something, because, well, my dad kind of did that multiple times, you know, when I was growing up. And of course, I imagine a lot of box cutters do this, but the blade itself is retractable. So if you know, squeeze on this handle, you can see the blade pop out right there. But when you let go of it, it gets retracted back, which is pretty nice. So he doesn't have to like, it doesn't, you know, he won't have to like cut himself or anything, or accidentally cut himself. So. And of course this furry and different box cutters. This one's plastic, but there's ones that are made out of metal and, you know, different kinds of metal or different higher grades of plastic. This is just like cheap, you know, plastic you would get, you know, you would see in like a grocery store or something. Yeah, that's, you know, a box cutter right here. That would be a pretty good gift idea to give for your dad. So, I'll put that there. The next item that I have right here is, what else do I have? Is, if you saw my light video earlier, you probably recognize this, but this is a flashlight. You know, not only that, but it's an extended one, so you can, you know, extend it like this. So, you know, in case if, you know, your dad like lost, you know, a tool or something over, you know, his workbench or, you know, whatever, he can, you know, extend the, you know, this flashlight right here, and he could, you know, look over to the side. Definitely a pretty good gift idea to give for your dad. Yeah. Battery is pretty low on this one. I do need to replace it. So. It's also magnetic too at the bottom, which is definitely a pretty good, I guess, attribute or some sort of like perk. I don't think there's anything here that I could like, you know, attach it to, but it can like hold screws and metal bits like that. Could definitely be pretty good, because if you lost screws, you know how painful it is. So. seems like when it comes to flashlights, we'd always lose them throughout the years because they're just like such a great tool. You know, you can use them for really anything, really. You know, if you lost something, you can just grab a flashlight and just find it. I know that we've lost like plenty of flashlights throughout my life. We had like these long metal ones that kind of look like police flashlights, actually. And we've had like 4 of them, and throughout the years we lost all of them. But yeah, that's why I know they have like flashlights for our phones and stuff, so we won't like, you know, lose flashlights or anything, even though they're not that powerful. Yeah, it's a flashlight. Definitely a good gift for your dad. Good gift idea. It's also very small too, so you know you don't have to get like those, you know, big ones that require like, you know, 2 hands or something like that. So, but yeah, we'll put that there. Okay, so the next item that we have is, I'll save that for last. This is another good item. Another gift idea to give for your dad would be this. It's a tape measure, or measuring tape, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty straightforward. You know, pull this end piece right here, and it just, you know, not retracts, but it extends out a you know, measuring tape. You can see right there. You can see the increments. I believe that's both centimeters and inches. If you're outside of the U.S., this measuring tape may not be a good idea for you, but there's like, you know, other variants out there for more for your need. Ooh. Okay. Sorry about the cut, by the way. I knocked over my ring light, so yeah. And there's different types of measuring tape lengths, by the way, so I think the sticker or whatever that shows you how long this can go for got peeled off or something, but some of it can go on, you know, for pretty lengthy. Some of them can go for like 15 inches, not 15 inches, 15 feet, but others can go up to like, you know, over 50 feet, so it just depends on what, you know, your dad wants to do or what he works on, really. And of course, this is made out of pretty durable plastic too, so in case if he like steps on it, it's not going to break. You know, it's pretty durable. And there's another train coming by, which sucks, so oh well, it happens. Speaking of trains, there's actually an apartment near me that's like down the street, where it's like right next to the train tracks, which I can only imagine how much they love that, you know, being woken up by a train at like 3 in the morning or something like that. I actually knew someone from there, you know, that used to live there a while back ago. This measuring tape is actually like it's pretty broken actually, because what these measuring tapes are is if you you know, press this little piece down, it will like stay like that, and it kind of works for this, but it's, you know, this piece right here is like very sensitive, so it retracts like that. You know, it's working fine right now, but if you have like, if you extend this out for like, you know, a long, you know, very, you know, a little bit, you know, very long feet, it will eventually just retract, and it's kind of hard to to keep it in place, you know, so. But yeah, that's a measuring tape. Definitely a good gift idea to give for your father. You know, there's other, you know, variants out there besides this one. There's some that are much smaller, some are much larger, some are, you know, different colors and, you know, made out of different materials and all that. So, good gift idea. Okay, so the next item that we have right here is these. So, if it's kind of hard to see what these are Hex Key Sets. I think they're also called Allen Key Sets. And what these things are is, let me open them up. I'll bring one up for you. So this is what they look like. You know, it's an L-shaped, you know, tool. And what it is if, you know, your dad is like screwing something in place, what you do is you want to insert the screw into on this end, and what you want to do is, and what he would do is he would like twist it this way, so that way he has more. I think the correct term is torque. Maybe that's not the correct term, but it allows him to, you know, screw something easier in place than, you know, screwing it by hand, because, you know, that could, you know, sprain his wrist or something, or you know make it, you know, a bit harder for him to twist it, I guess. So, but yeah, this is an Allen key. You can see it's the shape of a hexagon. So yeah, you can kind of see it right there. This is like one of the larger pieces of this set. There's also like various different sizes here. There are different sizes for like different, you know, hex screw sizes. I think that's the same one that I picked up, but yeah, there's, like I said, there's other variants. That's a more narrower one right there. I know some of them can be like really small, for like really small screws. That's a pretty skinny one right there. I know there's like a really small one in here that I actually used, you know, to, you know, unscrew something a while back ago that was like really hard to get out, so very fortunate that he got this. Yeah. And one good tip is to, you know, if you want to get this for your dad, it's also very important to get like a high quality Hex Key Set, because if you get like some of the lower quality ones, they can easily break. I don't know the material for this one, but it does, he does use these ones a lot, so, you know, that's a good, you know, piece of advice to give. You kind of get what you paid for. I guess it's really good life advice. But yeah, it's also in a pouch too, so, you know, they're all in like one place, so, you know, they don't like get lost or anything. But yeah, that's a Hex Key Set. Definitely a good gift idea to give for your dad on Father's Day. So we'll put that there. Put this here. Okay, so the last item that we have right here is kind of a special one, actually, because, you know, your dad could probably use this for a bunch bunch of different things. But it's this right here. You're kind of wondering what is inside this black case right here, and I can show you real quick. Let me just open it up for you. And this is what's inside. If you can see what that is, it's a screwdriver set. And what this item is instead of having like a whole bunch of like different screwdrivers of various sizes and different like pieces, what this is, it's instead of having like a whole bunch of screwdrivers, it's actually just one, I guess, screwdriver handle. So this right here, and what's inside is, if you can see, all of these pieces right here are different bit sizes. So you have some that are like, a bit larger, some are a bit like more narrower for like smaller screws, and there's also different like fittings as well. So you have ones that are like, cross shaped like that. You also have ones that are flatheads, which are, just a straight line, like at the end of a screw. You also have ones that are like, star shaped or hexagon shaped, like from the key set that I showed you earlier. And it's definitely a good gift idea that I recommend a lot, because it could definitely, save your dad a lot of hassle of finding screwdrivers, because they can be pretty hard to find sometimes. So let me take a couple of them out for you. That's a good one right there. So this one right here, it's kind of hard to see, but this is a Phillips head right here, because it's crossed like that. So like a plus shape, or shape of a cross at the end. But yeah, like I said, there's various different sizes for this one, and there's like other screwdriver sets too. This is not the only one. This is actually like one of the cheaper ones that I got. But the ones that my dad has are like $200 to $300, and there's like like more screws out there than the ones that I have here. So, but yeah, like I said, this is the handle right here, and what you want to do is you want to put the insert this wider end into here. And fortunately, this one is actually magnetic, so it will actually stay in place. So it's not going to like fall down, thankfully. And what's another good thing about this specific screwdriver set is it actually like, if you like want to twist something in or like loosen something, you can twist this piece right here. And depending on that, on which setting you select, it will make screwing something in or loosening something a lot easier than just doing it by hand, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's a screwdriver set. This one actually isn't completed. Well, it is, but some of the piece actually fell onto the ground. I had to cut something out, unfortunately, but it's okay. One good tip actually that I would recommend is these like little bits right here. They tend to get lost real easily, so always make sure that you take the ones out that you need and put them back in the correct spot, because my dad and as well as me lost a lot of these throughout the years together, and over the years we may find a couple of them, but it's always a pain to lose these things, especially this one, a specific one that you need. But yeah, that's, you know, the screwdriver set right there. Definitely a good gift idea to give for your dad. So I'm just going to put this back. And where did this piece go? Where did this piece go right here? Oh, I see it. Okay, I'll figure it out later. But yeah, you know, that's a screwdriver set. It's very compact too. This one is, so you can hold it, you know, like a briefcase too, which is really nice. So I'll put that down there. But yeah, those, you know, those are just some gift ideas to give for your father, you know, for Father's Day and all that, because, you know, dads do work a lot, and they do provide a lot for their kids. I know not all dads are like that. I know there are some out there that are, you know, not really good to their kids or to their spouses, but, you know, I know there are, like, plenty of, like, really good dads out there, you know, that do love their families so much. I know my dad, he's been good to me, and I wasn't really good to him, and I do love him a lot. I know that he won't see this video or understand, but I just want to say that I do love him a lot, and I just want to make him proud. I know he is proud of me, but I just want to give him so much more than what I currently give. So, Dad, if you'll never see this, but in case if you do, I just want to say that I do love you a lot, and happy Father's Day. Okay, sorry to get all emotional, but it just means a lot to me, you know, he does, so, yeah, I am going to get off of here, and just clean myself up. I didn't mean to get all emotional at the end here, but it did mean a lot to me to make this for him, even though he will never see it, so, okay, guys, sorry about me getting sappy at the end. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm probably just going to take it easy here for the rest of the night, so, okay, guys, sorry, okay, I think I'm good now, okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay, alright, bye-bye, guys, I love you.